Good afternoon, students. Myself, Janhavi Gore. Last video on the probability part 1, we have studied about the conditional probability and independent events and their probabilities. Now, in this part 2, we are going to study about the theorem, that is a total probability theorem, and Bayes theorem. Theorem of total probability. The theorem states if E1, E2, E3 up to En be the partitions of the sample space S, and suppose that each of the event E1, E2, E3, En has non-zero probability of occurrence, A being any event associated with the sample space S, then probability of A is given by probability of E1 into A given E1 plus E2 into A given E2 and so on up to En into A given En. Or in short, we can write summation over I going from 1 to n, probability of Ei into A given Ei. Now to understand this, we will take one example. Now we'll solve exercise 13.3 first question. Urn consists of 5 red and 5 black balls. A ball is drawn at a random and its color is noted and returned it to the urn. Moreover, 2 additional balls of the color drawn are put in an urn and then a ball is drawn at a random. What is the probability that the second ball is red? So here the main event, what we have to calculate the probability of the second ball to be the red. So that is considered as a main event, and so that is considered written as A. So we'll say that let A be the event, that is a ball drawn in the second row is red. Now for that what they have given 5 black and 5 red ball. So totally there are 10 balls in the urn. Now there is a chance that in the first draw we may get a black ball or a red ball. So there are two events E1 and E2. So we have to define it. We have defined that let E1 be the event that ball drawn in the first draw is black and E2 is a event that is a red. Now as the ball drawn is a black, first we'll calculate the probability of E1. Probability of E1, there are 5 black, so out of 5 we have to select 1. So it can be selected in 5C1 upon total ball was 10. So it is a 10C1, that is a 5 by 10 or half. E2, it is a red ball, and so its probability again there are 5 red. So it is a 5C1 upon 10C1, that is also the half. We will calculate now A given E1. A was the event that in the second we are getting the red ball. Given that in the first draw we get a black ball. As we get a black ball, we are going to replace 2 black balls. So total will be the 7 black and 5 red. So that will be 12. But red balls are 5 only. So its probability will be 5C1 upon 12C1, that is equal to 5 by 12. We will calculate now A given E2. A given E2, that is a red. Given that the red was transferred. Now as the first draw, we have drawn the red ball. We are going to replace 2 red more balls. So now the red balls will be 7. So out of this 7, we have to select 1. So it will be 7C1 upon 12C1. And so its probability will be 7 upon 12. Now we have to calculate the probability of A by the theorem. Probability of A is probability of E1 into probability of A given E1 plus probability of E2 into A given E2. Now replace the values. What we get? Half into 5 by 12 plus half multiplied by 7 by 12. Now we can simplify this, that is a 5 by 24 plus 7 by 24. So 12 by 24. So that is equal to half. So we get the probability is a half. Now we will go with the Bayes theorem. The Bayes theorem statement is, if E1, E2, E3 up to En are n non-empty events which constitute a partition of a sample space S, and E1, E2, En are pairwise disjoint, and E1, E2, E3 union is a sample space S. A is any event of having a non-zero probability. Then we get probability of EI given A by the conditional probability, that is nothing but EI intersection A upon probability of A. Now for this, to calculate the probability of A, we has to use the total probability theorem, and so we will get it as probability of EI given A is probability of EI into A given EI upon summation of EI into A given EI. I is going from 1 to n. So that is called as a Bayes theorem. For this, P of A can be calculated, that is same using the total theorem, total probability theorem. Now to understand this, we will take an example and then it will be easy for you to understand the question. Now the first, we are going to start with the question number 6. The question is given, there are 3 coins. One is two-headed coin. The meaning of two-headed coin is a head on the both the faces. Another coin is a biased coin in which 75% head comes up. And the third coin is unbiased coin. One of the 3 coin is chosen at a random and tossed. It shows the head. What is the probability that it was the two-headed coin? Now what they have asked, the experiment is done, that is a coin is selected and tossed and it shows the head. So our main event is, that is a coin shows the head, that is a A. So A be the event that coin shows the head. Now there are 3 coins. So we can select any one of the coin. So we have to define, and there, because of that we get the 3 event, E1, E2 and E3. Now we will define one by one. E1 be the event that coin is two-headed. E2 be the event that coin is a biased coin. And E3 be the event that coin is an unbiased coin. Now what they have given? One of the 3 coins is chosen at random. So we can select any one of this. So all the 3 will have the equal probabilities. They have given the coin is selected at random, and so probability of E1 is 1 by 3, E2 is also 1 by 3 and E3 is also 1 by 3. Now first we will calculate A given E1. A is a head, given that we have selected the two-headed coin. Now naturally, as the coin is two-headed, on the both sides the only head is there. So probability of getting head will be 1. Now A given E2. That is, we have selected the biased coin and we get the head. In the biased coin, they have stated that 75% head appears. It means it is a 0.75, or we can write it as a 3 by 4. While A given E3, the meaning of A given E3, head appear when unbiased coin is tossed. For the unbiased coin, the head and tail has the equal probability, and so that is equal to half. In the question, they have asked, it is a two-headed. It has two-headed coin, shows that it is a head. So E1 given A is asked. So that will be probability of E1 intersection A upon probability of A. Now that can be written as E1 intersection A will be E1 into probability of A given E1 upon, for A we have 3 options, so that will be probability of E1 into A given E1 plus probability of E2 into probability of A given E2 plus probability of E3 into probability of A given E3. We have calculated all the values. Now we are going to replace this value. So that is a 1 by 3 into 1 upon 1 by 3 into 1 plus 1 by 3 into 3 by 4 plus 1 by 3 into half. So when we simplify, it will be 1 by 3 upon 1 by 3 plus 3 by 12 plus 1 by 6. So when we simplify this, the LCM will be 12. Now we can write it as 1 by 3. The LCM 12 will come up 12. When we take the LCM, here it will be 4 plus 3, 7 plus 2, 9. So we get 1 by 3 into 12 by 9. So the answer is 4 by 9. I hope you have understood this. We are taking one more example. Now what they have given, we are solving the question number 11. A manufacturer has three machine operators A, B and C. The first operator A produce 1% effective items, whereas the other two operators B and C produce 5 and 7% effective items respectively. A is on the job for 50% of the time. B is on the job for 30%, while C is on the job for 20% of the time. A defective atom is produced. What is the probability that it is produced by A? So main event is that the atom produced is a defective. So we get a defective atom. So our main event A is a defective atom. Now the defective atom can be produced by the operator A or by operator B or by operator C. So they are the three subsequent events. So we will define it as now A be the event that the defective atom is produced. E1B the event, it has been produced by operator A. E2 produced by operator B, and E3 be the event, it has been produced by the operator C. Now we have to calculate the probability of E1, E2, E3. Now for that, what they have given, A is doing 50% of the time he is working on the job. It means probability of E1 is 50%, B is 30%. So probability of E1 is 50%. So that is a 50 by 100, that is a 5 by 10. E2 30%. So that is a 30 by 100, that is a 3 by 10. And E3 is 20%. So 20 upon 100, that is a 2 by 10. Now they have already given, that is A given E1. 1%. The operator A is making defective. So that is a 1 by 100. 5% are produced by the operator B. B is E2. So A given E2 is 5 by 100 and A given E3. They have given it as a 7%. So that is the information given in the question. Now what they have asked, we get a defective atom from the first operator, that is the A operator. So that is the E1 given A is asked. Now probability of E1 given A will be equals to E1 intersection A upon probability of A. Now we will use the formula. So that will be E1 into probability of A given E1 upon probability of E1 into A given E1 plus E2 into A given E2 plus probability of E3 into A given E3. Now values 5 by 10 into 1 by 100 upon 5 by 10 into 1 by 100 plus 3 by 10 into 5 by 100 plus 2 by 10 into 7 by 100. Just we have replaced all the values. So what we get, 5 upon 1000 upon 5 plus 15 plus 14 by 1000. So ultimately we get it as 5 upon 34. Now one more question which is a little bit different. Correct? That is a question number 5. A laboratory blood test is a 99% effective in detecting the certain disease when it is in the fact present. It means that if you are having the disease and it is shown it is a 99%. However, the test also yield a false positive result for 0.5% for the healthy person. It is a, though it is a healthy, the person, it is tested as a positive with the probability is given. If 0.1% of the population actually has the disease, what is the probability that the person has a disease given that the test results in the positive? So there are the chances that you are getting the result as a positive and negative. So here we are defining the main event. What they have stated, that given that the test results in positive, so that is our main event. So A be the event that blood test is a positive. Now what are the chances? Really the person was suffering from the disease and so he got a positive test, or the person was not suffering from the disease, then also he got the positive test. So there are two events: E1 event that the person is suffering from the disease, E2 is a event that person is not suffering from the disease. Now what they have given, only 0.1% is actually suffering from disease. So probability of E1 is given 0.001 because 0.1%, so it becomes a 0.001. Either you will suffer from a disease or you are not suffering from disease. So what is the probability of E2, that is not suffering from the disease, will be 1 minus probability of E1, and so that is equal to 1 minus 0.001, that is equal to 0.999. Now A given E1, they have just initially stated 99% their results are correct. So it is given, that is A given E1 is 0.99, and A given E2, that is he was not suffering, but till he has shown it is a positive, they have stated with the error of 0.5%. So its probability is 0.005. Now what they have asked, E1 given A. So that is a E1 intersection A upon probability of A. So that is equal to E1 into A given E1 upon probability of E1 into A given E1 plus probability of E2 into probability of A given E2. We know the value of E1, A given E1, E2, A given E2. So we are going to replace these values. That is a 0.001 into 0.99 upon 0.001 into 0.99 plus 0.999 into 0.005. So ultimately what we get, 0.00099 upon 0.00099 plus 0.00499. That is just we have to do the calculation. Now better to shift the decimals and we get 990 upon 5985. Then we will go in the reducing form. We get it as a 22 by 133. So we can calculate the probabilities whatever given using the Bayes theorem. We have completed the theorem of the total probability and Bayes theorem. So with this you can solve the exercise 13.3. The link is given below. Thank you, students.